Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Nikki Fogden-Moore, the Mojo Maker, otherwise known as also the Vitality Coach TV on YouTube. I wanted to do a video today off the back of a really cool coaching session actually with one of my long-term clients. You'll know who you are, and we were talking about developing his own IP and program around something he's just such a genius at. It was really exciting. And I said to him, this is the time that you should be inspiring yourself, right? So hi to everybody that's there. It's super cool to see some familiar faces. If you're tuning in now while I'm live, that's so cool. Thank you so much. If you're watching this at a later date, please come and hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Join me on Instagram or on YouTube, Vitality Coach TV. Just Google Nikki Fogden-Moore or head to nikkifogdenmoore.com. Most importantly, I want to try and give you a really radical mindset shift today, because as an entrepreneur or a business owner or just anyone trying to get their way through life, you have to be the CEO of your life as well as your business. And I want to give you a secret to how I stay energized and focused and self-motivated even when there are heaps and heaps of things that could be built up against you and pulling you down. I always ask, why do people feel so burdened? Because we know that as we get older, we're going to have more responsibilities. As we do different things in business, as we build out our business, as we scale, as we change locations, whatever goes on, you're always going to be having more capacity. If you're a person that loves to do things with life, then chances are you're going to have more responsibilities. If you're a person that is an adult, then I hate to share it with you, but you're also going to have more responsibilities, not just paying your bills, but doing lots of things. And the tip of the iceberg is when you get really good at manifestation, all of a sudden everything you've asked for comes in, then you have to manage that. So I just had a really cool session, and Paul, I bet you're watching this. So he was saying to me, you know, there's Turia Pitt. She's just the most beautiful, incredible, inspiring woman. She's an Australian story who's overcome some horrific trauma in her life, and she does some great motivational quotes. And he was saying that one of the things that resonated with him was her little quote that she does, and I really love to attribute. It's very important to acknowledge and attribute people that inspire you. So Turia Pitt wrote, she said, you know, I don't just have to do it, I get to do it. So if you're listening to this and you're feeling burdened and you're thinking about your fitness, you're thinking about your financials, you're thinking about managing your staff, you're thinking about creating something magical, you're thinking about all the responsibilities that you have to do to get through your day and your week and navigate things, shift your mojo to the fact that you get to do it. You get to run your business, you get to, you know, walk into a beautiful home that's safe and friendly and warm, and probably the fridge is full and your car starts when you turn it on, and you walk into your office or you've got client calls and meetings. You don't have to do those things. You get to do those things. You don't have to go for a run, go for a swim, go to the gym, be healthy, treat your body with respect. You actually get to do that. And it always absolutely worries me that as a society, we wait till we hit rock bottom or we have an accident or something happens when we really start to appreciate that we have the life that is available to us right now. So the message from today to everyone that's listening is understanding it is not that you have to do things. You get to do things. You get to build your business. And I know it's going to sound really weird, but even if you're paying a power bill, you're paying your phone bill, your whatever it is that you have to fork money out for, be grateful. You can turn the lights on, you can have your cool air, the fan, the air conditioning, the heating, you can put petrol in your car. We're so lucky to have the most incredible things available to us, but we have this terrible mindset, which is, oh God, I have to go and go for a swim now. I have to go to the gym. I have to go for a run. I have to go and pick up my kids. You get to go pick up your kids. Oh, I have to have a staff meeting. You get to have a staff meeting. It's completely a total mind shift from burden, which is feeling heavy, responsible, kind of, oh my God, this is such hard work, to inspiring yourself to how radical your life can be. So for example, I have a really demanding job. I work at a really high level with my coaching clients. I always have to kind of tune in beforehand, prep everything out of a lot of responsibility. The ripple effect of that work isn't just for that individual, it's for their families, their teams and everything else. So it's a lot of work, but I also work long hours and I also do it across a variety of different destinations. I don't have to, I get to do it. So I don't have to start at 5:30 in the morning. I get to start at 5:30 in the morning. And it is just such a shift in your mindset. There's two other things that are really interesting if you want to shift out of that burden, feeling of all the chores you have to do and see them as opportunities. A really interesting thing when I posted the other day about mourning the loss of my father is that there is actually really cool psychological studies that talk about the neuroscience between looking down, which is a feeling of kind of sadness and heaviness and depression when you look down, and then when you look up, it is brighter and happier. It's actually a neurological pathway. If you look up, you can change the chemical reaction in your body. I don't mean looking up in a way that's going to like put you off balance or anything else dramatic. I mean actually shifting this kind of looking down and this feeling down and looking up. That's exactly what Turia Pitt was talking about when she says, I get to do these things. I don't have to go for a run. I don't have to go and pick up my kids. I don't have to go to that speaking engagement. I don't have to create new brand identity or new product ideas. I don't have to call a customer. I get to do that. Oh my God, radical, freaking fabulous. Yes, that's what we should be doing. And I was filling out some awards entry the other day and I said to a lady that I was talking to, I was like, I don't know how to get across the fact that this amount of energy and conviction and deep experience is really real. This has been going on for 25 years. But I figured that what's most important is if you can just take a nugget away from this, if you can just take one message away that radically shifts your viewpoint, then you have to practice it. So that's neuroscience and neuroplasticity. You can't just go, oh, that was really cool, I'm so inspired, and then just go off and do the same thing. You actually have to practice the fact that you get to do things by choice, the fact that you get to walk into a home that is safe and of your design, and you probably bought linen and you've got all sorts of things around the place that are just all fabulous. You actually have those things because you work hard and you get to work hard. You have the ability to look after yourself, to work on your mental health, to work on your physical well-being, to work on your financial situation, to get informed and ask questions. You get to do that. It is the most incredible shift mentally to help you feeling out of overwhelm, out of chaos, out of distrust, out of disconnection, and right back in the driver's seat. And that is essentially what is so important in today's society, that self-leadership. It doesn't matter whether you're heading off to school with a backpack on your back, you're going to uni, you're starting a new job, or you're the CEO. We're all leaders. We actually have to lead our own lives, right? So the point is, how do we make this information so radically simple, so radically easy to digest that you cannot ignore it? It's going to smack you in the face like a massive post-it note. In fact, that's what you should do. You should put this on a post-it note, write it down and stick it somewhere, everywhere, until you memorize this mojo making moment and it's part of your daily mental diet. I get to do this. I get to watch Nikki be a Muppet live on Instagram or wherever it is, whether you're watching this on YouTube at some point or on LinkedIn, which I hope you are. I get to say, hey, thanks so much. That's so motivating. I get to join this and pass this information on. I think one of the other things I want to talk about is attribution. If someone inspires you, if someone is filling your cup, if someone is reaching you with a quote, go and say, I heard this from XYZ. You know, share and attribute. It's absolutely free to do that. It's the best form of energy. And someone's probably like me, puts hours and hours into making sure that we can create content, come up with ideas, write books, do blogs. We'll do anything it takes to help support the people that we really care about. So when you get a tiny little bit of positive juice back from that, a tiny little bit of recognition and reward for making someone's day, boy, does that go a long way. And that is absolutely free. So attribution, you know, tagging someone, saying thank you for the inspiration, reusing their quote and putting their name in it is really, really powerful in today's world, especially as we have this whole AI bit of, you know, grabbing copywriting for you, doing things like big thing what happened when music went or digital, and then original artists had a lot of their music copied, right? And there was no attribution or anything else. Always attribute your sources, whether it's your parents, whether it's a famous person, whether it's a quote that you just saw, whether it's today's video. It's so, so powerful. It's like paying your bills with a good energy. If you don't feel good about paying someone their invoice, how's someone going to feel good about paying yours as well? And I think that's really, really, really important. Excuse me. So Today's simple Mojo Maker was inspired by my session with Paul. You are a radical, Paul. I loved our session today. I'm so very proud of you as well. It's just absolutely amazing how far you guys have come. But importantly, you get to do something. So we're going to shift our mindset and shift our mojo from I have to do this. I have to pick up the kids. I have to do this report for work. I have to go and attend this speaking engagement. I have to go and blah, 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 whatever it is. Swap those words out with I get to. Because the moment you are sick, the moment you have an accident, the moment those freedoms are taken away from you, the moment you don't have a job to go to, the moment you don't have a business to run, the moment you don't have a partner to love and cherish, the moment you can't scoop your kids up at the end of the day after school, you'll really regret not appreciating the fact that you have the chance and you get to do it. And, you know, for me, I have a lot of energy, but I appreciate it because when I was younger, I was in a really horrible bus accident. And so now everything that I do active-wise, I get to do it. And it's kind of like a little challenge for me is, can I, you know, get back to running again? Or can I be as fit as I was when I was head trainer for Women's Health and Fitness magazine? Not really sure about that. I did hang up the hot pants. However, I still get to swim, run, cycle, walk, wakeboard, play polo, whatever it is. We have the ability to step into life every single day with a new mental attitude. And that means you, when you're watching all this, is really helpful going down and catching yourself of how many times you say to yourself, oh, I have to do my accounts, or I have to pay that bill for my car, or you know, that's just going to bring you more negative energy. And also, what a privilege. You're driving around in a vehicle, you can tank it up easily. You know, you've probably got a job to go to, or you're running your own business. You've probably got a home to go to. There are so many luxuries that we take for granted these days that we just forget about, that we get to do. So today's message, coming at you thick and fast, hard and furious as always, is to remind yourselves that actually it's not external worlds that matter. It's how you have the conversation in your head. It's how you show up for yourself. It's the filters that you put on your life that matter, regardless of the landscape. As I always say, life is a rally. It's all conditions, all seasons. You've got to be ready to rumble, and you've got to be really curious about those turns that you didn't see coming, because usually that's where the greatest opportunity lies. Authenticity starts with really enjoying what you have right now. And don't keep chasing something if you're not prepared to know that whatever you've got at this point, you should be incredibly grateful for. And if you're not, I think it's worth writing down that little inventory. You know, what are the things that you really do want to have? How can you cultivate more of that feeling of in that space already? And what would you do differently if you're already feeling successful? Because I bet you it's an attitude that is the biggest shift. So when you don't have to worry about money, you probably smile a bit more. When you feel that you're in love and in an equal relationship, you probably feel happier inside yourself. Those things are about the relationship with yourself. Don't wait for more money to come in. Don't wait for the ideal person. Don't wait for the ideal job. You have to find that within you right now, because this is it. There's no time in the future and there's no time in the past. And that ability to be present and go, I get to do this right now, will completely shift how you run your days, what you'll attract to you, and also your abundance in all areas of life, health, wealth, and mentality. Now, I don't know if I can necessarily apply that to unpacking the dishwasher, which is one of my pet peeves. I don't know why I don't like doing that. Or hanging clothes up with pegs. It's also really frustrating, but I still get to do it. The fact that we have space to do that, the fact I even have a dishwasher, as benign as that sounds, we have become so complacent with so many things that make our lives so special. So when you finish this live today, I hope you can understand it all, because I'm doing a really, really fast and furious live for 5. But I want to remind you, inspired by Turia Pitt and my conversation with my client earlier, is that you get to do things. You don't have to do things. Shift I have to I get to, and everything's going to change. If this inspired you, drop a comment below. Don't forget, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Vitality Coach TV. I have no idea how to do that on here, but it would be really great to see you guys on any of those platforms. And also share the love, and share the idea, and share the mission, because radical results come from focus. They come from putting ideas into action, not just being inspired by something, but actually applying that and deploying that to your day-to-day life. That makes so much difference, and you'll start to see the results shift immediately. So have a radical day wherever you are, whenever you're listening to this. I'm going to try and figure out how to do captions, because I know I have the most hilarious accent, and I have got some messages that sometimes they don't know if I'm South African, Australian, or where I'm from, but I'm just going to call it the Nikki language. I hope I've inspired you today to shift your thoughts from I have to I get to, and that's special thanks to Turia Pitt and my client Paul today for reminding me about that. So until next time, you stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. There is more Mojo like this on nikkifogden-moore.com. You can also sign up on Spotify and iTunes for Radical Self-Belief, the podcast. Finally, I'll be getting some new shows out recently with a little bit of a twist for season 5. And I thank you for listening. I hope this message has struck a chord, has resonated with you, and will give you one of those tiny little nuggets of information that could shift your day now into the future. Stay radical, and I'll see you next time.